During my years as a traveler so far, I have done many crazy things. Trust me. Such as camping on the most remote island in the entire world, embarking on a journey that would put me on an airplane for an average of 3 hours every day for 100 days straight, or letting the cheapest ticket dictate my next destination and ended up in a small northern city in Japan. However, none of these can compare in craziness against what I'm about to tell you. And it all starts with my university graduation. After graduating from university, I was simply lost. Frankly, I didn't know if I should continue studying or go find a job or perhaps just travel forever. And like any religious person, I turned to the guidance of the only two gods that I know: the In-N-Out triple burger combo with animal style fries, and of course, a good old fashioned cheap flight. So when a cheap business class ticket popped out that would allow me to fly from Seattle to Port-au-Prince for $400, I jumped on it faster than me getting banned in my local buffet restaurant. What is Port-au-Prince? Pfft, who cares? Let's just go. I hopped onto the next Greyhound, devoured the business class meal, and soon I was on the airplane approaching Haiti. Wait, did I just say Haiti? As like the country that is ranked near the bottom for Human Development Index? Well, it got pretty obvious the moment I stepped out of the airport. It was just a small, muddy road. There was not even a taxi or a bus in sight. A motorcyclist stopped in front of me and gestured me to hop on. He already had a customer sitting in the back, but I had no other choice, so I just squeezed in. And somehow I ended up on the attic of some random guy who was willing to rent it out to me for $5 a night. The streets were cluttered with garbage. What is a sewage system anyway when everyone just burns their trash on the curb? And drinking anything that is not bottled can easily get you malaria and another full rap sheet of diseases. In the place where I lived, electricity came and went just randomly. Sometimes for 6 hours a day and sometimes 8 hours a day, and on a particularly lucky day, there wasn't electricity at all. And yet the streets are surprisingly crowded, as everyone was walking everywhere. And it turns out that these pickup trucks with a shed on its back that they call tap-taps are almost a luxury item for commuting because they cost 10 cents each, and most of the folks couldn't afford it. And tourist infrastructure? What tourist infrastructure? There wasn't anything left after the devastating earthquake that took place right underneath the city in 2010. And look at the city's main cathedral. The government didn't even have enough resources to clean up the rubbles 8 years after the disaster. And it didn't get much better when I took a bus to the northern coastal city of Cap-Haitien. There was nowhere to stay, so somehow I was miraculously taken in by a school that was willing to accommodate foreigners as an extra income source. Just taking a little stroll downtown, you would be delighted to find all these French-style colonial houses everywhere, given that you don't mind the falling paint, or the falling brick, and sometimes the falling roof. And the environmental devastation was fully revealed to me when I visited the Citadel, a large fortress constructed after the successful slave rebellion, perching on top of the highest mountain in the entire region. I climbed onto the roof, and tragically, all I could see were barren grounds with small bushes no more than a meter tall. It was at that moment that it became clear to me, despite sitting on a tropical island, the entire Haiti has no forest. But, these are some of the things that I came to expect when I was visiting a country like this. But do you know what really grinded my gears? This small village just 10 kilometers away from Cap-Haitien called Labadie. It was a small village that was completely bought out by the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, and it is practically a separate country because it has a 360-degree fence all around it, used as a shameless prop for the company to show their guests what Haiti should be like in their eyes. Lush, green, forested, with white sandy beaches and a beautiful turquoise water. In order to keep the water in Labadie pristine, the corporate overlords hired a full squadron of people just to collect all the trash piling up near their borders. While in the city of Cap-Haitien, there was literally a delta made of garbage that was over 2 meters tall. Anyone who wishes to enter Labadie from the mainland has to pay a hefty fee that almost no local would be able to afford. And why would they go inside when things inside this fake Haiti are so outrageously expensive? Want a coconut? That will be $9 US. Do you want to sit on the beach? That will be 50. Take the zip line? $99. Want to get a private cabana? $500. And just a few kilometers outside, People were living in conditions that would barely cost them $1 a day, and most of them were not able to afford it. So that's why whoever got the permission by the Holy God, that is the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, to sell any item in Labadee has to try whatever method to get those cruise passengers to buy anything from them. Anything. Because a t-shirt sold here in Labadee is enough to feed a family of 4 for a full week. And that is why there are a lot of reviews claiming the Haitians are extremely rude and pushy, even though all of the Haitians I have met during this trip are some of the nicest and warmest people. The guy sitting beside me on the bus decided to share his music with me, and the lady in charge of the school cooked for me for free when I was too lazy to go out and buy. I returned home with a very heavy heart. Seeing all of these negative comments directed towards Haiti as well as her citizens, my heart shattered. These people are still managing to scrape by with the horrible hand dealt by fate. And now their country is suffering a new round of crisis. This time, not from the colonizers, not from a natural disaster, but from capitalism itself. The drastic contrast between Labadee and Cap-Haitien, just 10 kilometers apart, was truly staggering. And this is the reason why this trip is the craziest one for me so far. Because the truly dirty things are not the streets littered with trash, but the corporate greed compared to the pure hearts of the nice and kind people living there. Well, what do you think of Haiti? Do you think you'll pay it a visit soon? Or what are some of your craziest travel stories? Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more crazy travel stories like this one, make sure you click the subscribe button, and I'll see you around.